It'll never work that way. Are we gonna go? We're gonna go.
Should we get one more?
We should get one more. All right, hello and welcome everybody to the Lobbycast, the official podcast of wherever you want it to be the official podcast of. I'm here today with
Brick.
And of course I am Geoff, and this is episode 288, and today is August 29th.
It is indeed.
It is indeed August 29th. So Brick, probably the biggest news we have this week were the Emmy winners.
Yes.
And I know this is something of great interest to you and lots of people and occasionally to me. Any big surprises for you this year?
No.
Same as it ever was.
It's pretty much how I expected it to go.
Yeah, we almost could have predicted a lot of these, or most of these winners, for sure.
Only almost.
Almost
we
all.
could have predicted pretty much all of these.
Well, see, I still haven't seen a single episode of Modern Family, so it's hard for me to say, oh, well, Modern Family is going to win. But I do have a lot of history to say that Modern Family is going to win.
That's why. I mean, there are better comedies out there. Modern Family is good, but there's better comedies out there. But it's because of history.
Right.
You can just be like, yeah, probably.
If I'd had a list, if I'd taken the multiple choice test, I probably would have done very well with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, drama series, Breaking Bad. Be their last time in contention for this award. So of course they won it.
A lot of them. Yeah.
They picked up a lot. They also got lead actor in a drama series for Bryan Cranston, and Aaron Paul got best supporting actor in a drama series. Anna Gunn, supporting actress in a drama series. So yeah, they did pretty well. What else did they get? Writing for a drama series, and let's see if there's something else. They got most of them. Most of the ones they are eligible for, they went ahead and just won them.
Yeah.
So, what I liked seeing was Fargo getting a little bit of recognition.
Best miniseries.
Miniseries, and let's see, there was something else. Oh, directing for a miniseries, movie, or dramatic special. For Colin Busky. We'll just call him Busky. Whatever his name is. Something I didn't know about is writing for a variety special. Sarah Silverman picked up one for We Are Miracles. I am not aware of We Are Miracles.
Nor am I.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that until she won for it.
So, is there anything else? Oh, here, you,
Louis.
You're a big fan of Louis.
Yep.
So,
and it was for a really good episode too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Because they judge it based off of one episode.
Really?
Did you know that?
I was not aware.
That all of these series that are nominated, the creators or producers, whatever, they pick one episode and they send it in to be judged, and that is the episode that wins the Emmy.
I was not aware of that. That seems
because
it seems a little lame because every show can have a good episode.
Well, yeah, but there's so many series out there, so for
I guess they couldn't really.
The people who are voting on it, they can't watch all of the series of all of the shows. So
right.
I mean, granted, probably a lot of the shows that win are shows that the people who are voting already just watch themselves.
Sure.
But yeah, so for Louis C.K. for Louis, it was What About the Fat Girl?
Okay.
Which was one of the better episodes of the season. For Breaking Bad, I'm not sure which one. I'm going to assume it was the final episode.
Okay.
It could have been. I mean, it could have been a multitude of episodes. It could have been really any one of them.
Right.
Vince Gilligan could have just been like, that one, and sent it in, and they probably would have won.
So, Well, that makes knowing that makes me question whether or not people in these high-profile series direct an Emmy nominee episode, like write and direct one specifically tailored to be
Could be.
given to the Academy.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, because I'm sure you can notice in a lot of series that there's always one episode that's better than the others,
That's really funny.
and that's probably why.
The episode that the creator of the show directs and writes.
Right, exactly. Which is usually early on in the season or really, really late in the season.
Yeah.
It's never like a mid episode.
Nope.
That's a fantastic one. Like
Unless it's a mid-season finale.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's late
Yeah.
in the season, ish.
Ish.
But yeah, that's how it works. Because if you think about it, they just wouldn't have time to watch.
You would have to do nothing but watch television if you're one of the Emmy
Well, yeah,
judges.
because there's for best drama, best comedy, lead. There's 5 nominees each for both of those, and then there might be another show that sneaks in for lead actor and lead actress, but it's not in best comedy or drama. So then that's like 6 or 7 series for each that you have to watch. All of the series, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be enough time to do it, so they just send in one.
But it wouldn't be a bad job to have.
It wouldn't be a terrible job to have.
Because it's not like you had to watch all of the television shows. You just have to watch the ones that win nominations. So you could find yourself watching some pretty good television.
True, but imagine also how they determine nominations, too.
How do they do that?
Well, the same thing, but it's all of the crap shows too, because everybody submits for Emmys.
Oh, okay.
Everybody submits for Emmys, but only a few get
Well,
nominated.
I wonder if there are people who are showrunners out there that
Or just no.
This show isn't really Emmy worthy, so we're not going to submit.
Doubtful. Everybody thinks that they're.
Come on, let's be honest with ourselves here, folks. We do a barely mediocre job here.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. Dick Wolf has never said that.
Right.
So, yeah, but it was pretty as to be expected.
Okay.
This year, but good for Breaking Bad.
Yeah, definitely good for Breaking Bad. And directing for a drama series, True Detective, which I haven't started yet.
Yeah, and see, that was the thing, is a lot of people were thinking that Breaking Bad was going to win like drama, but True Detective was going to get acting.
Okay.
And it didn't work out that way.
It did not work out that way. But lead actor in a miniseries or movies, Benedict Cumberbatch for Sherlock.
Oh, and Colbert won again.
Right. What is
I can't remember what the category is, but he won 2 Emmys. So I'm assuming one is for writing.
That would make sense. And let's see here. He won for a variety series.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Sherlock also won for writing for a miniseries, movie, or dramatic special, and supporting actor in a miniseries or movie for Martin Freeman.
Yes.
American Horror Story, Coven picked up a few. Lead actress and supporting actress for Jessica Lange and Kathy Bates.
Yep.
Respectively. And I think that's about it. Amazing Race won for reality competition program.
Right.
And then is that the one where they drop them off in some remote area and they have to get somewhere?
Yeah.
It's like they have a pair of people. I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with it.
I've seen ads.
And then television movie The Normal Heart.
Yep.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen that one.
Very good.
So yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. There you go. All right. That's about it for the Emmys, unless you had something else.
Nope, nothing I can think
Got
of.
it about covered there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only other bit of news this week, just kind of an interesting thing. Miyamoto is being, the guy from Nintendo. He was being interviewed and talking about the casual gamer, for which Nintendo is pretty well known.
Right.
And he said of casual gamers, these are the sort of people who, for example, might want to watch a movie. They might want to go to Disneyland. Their attitude is, okay, I am the customer. You are supposed to entertain me. It's kind of a passive attitude they're taking, and to me, it's kind of a pathetic thing. They do not know how interesting it is if they move one step further and try to challenge yourself with more advanced games. So it's kind of an interesting thing, and it makes me wonder if maybe this will usher in like an era of more core gaming for Nintendo. That would be a good change for them, because really after the Wii and the Wii U, they really could use some more core games.
They're going to have more core games.
That's good.
They're coming.
Because they have a new system that barely even was noticed when it released on the market.
Yeah. I mean, it's picking up steam now.
Right.
That's because of new announcements and everything like that.
How long has it been out? It had a year head start on the other two systems, didn't it?
Like 2 years maybe.
That's so sad. I've seen one on display at a store and not felt the urge to go over and at least pick up the controller or look at the system. I didn't even Wii U. Kept on walking.
Well,
went on about my business.
It's a good system. I mean, it's a really fun system to play. They just need more titles. That's their big thing. Is they have their core titles, like Mario and things like that. The reason that it's picked up steam lately is because of Mario Kart 8. And so because of that, I mean, the sales for it have gone way up because people are buying it just for that.
That's good. I mean, Mario titles, those are people who always buy Nintendo stuff no matter what.
Oh yeah. And then they're going to have Super Smash that comes out a little later this year, and that's going to really drive sales, And then they've announced new Legend of Zelda, and they're working on some things, some stuff, some things.
Some things and stuff. Yeah. It's one thing that we talked about not whenever the Wii came out, but like early on in the podcast, early episodes, talking about how well the Wii was selling, and I wonder if their huge success with the Wii is almost why they're not doing as well with the Wii U, because like so many people bought a Wii, like so many households had a Wii in them, and they probably bought them, played them for a few months, and then they just started collecting dust.
Right.
It's like, well, we obviously don't need the new system because we haven't played the old system in several years.
Right.
That kind of experience.
They do have kind of a leg up over Microsoft and Sony in one area because it's the only system that's backwards compatible.
Well, that is nice. That's always a good thing. Yeah, the PS4 and the Xbox One, they both changed architecture so much that it'd be very difficult to do backwards compatibility.
Right.
Sony is getting past that with streaming.
Yes.
Streaming PS3 games and PS2 games, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they doing PS1 also?
Yeah, I think it'll
be in there somewhere.
They're going to.
As part of PlayStation Now, maybe. Okay. Yeah, it's just it's an interesting problem, when you change your system so much that you can't go back and play the last generation's games, and it makes me wonder if Microsoft will get on board with that. I mean, they have the cloud infrastructure to be able to do it. It's just a matter of whether or not they'll actually do it.
Right.
They could.
There
are no technical barriers to them doing it.
There might be financial ones, though.
Yeah. But I know that,
especially because they're releasing all of and so is Sony. They're releasing their super big titles just remastered on their new systems.
Right.
And so,
and they're selling them for nearly as much as the original.
right.
And instead of $20, I think they're charging 40 or 50 for most of them, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Last of Us was
Yeah.
50, and I'm sure Master Chief. I think Master Chief Collection's 60, but that's
4 games. Yeah.
So that's not totally horrible.
No, it's not totally horrible.
Because I'm gonna buy it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at it, $15 a piece, not such a bad deal.
$15 a piece, and you get to see. I mean, because what they did, I don't know if you ever played the original Halo when they remastered it for the 360.
Yeah, I've got the anniversary edition.
They did a really good job remastering that game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for what they had to work with, like, and what's really cool is like when you could go back, when you could switch back and forth between the original graphics and what they did to it, so you could just see the side by side difference of how much
They
detail
changed it.
they put into it.
Yeah, they that's one of the things that they're touting about this Master Chief collection is the anniversary version of Halo 2.
Halo 2, yeah.
There's no fade to black screen and come back in. It is instant change like between the two graphics.
Right. Well, and what's awesome is that you're going to get a remastered version of Halo 1, remastered version of Halo 2, remaster of Halo 3, and 4. And 4 already looked fantastic.
Yeah. But the 3 and 4 are not getting the anniversary treatment.
No, but they are getting some touch-ups.
Yeah, it'll be upscale of the same graphics.
Right.
Rather than with Halo 2, it's being like redone on a new engine.
Right. Well, and the reason for that
the Halo
is
4
because
engine, I think.
they don't really need to do that for 3 and 4 because they were already pretty close, whereas 1 and 2 were on the original Xbox, so it's 2 generations back now.
I'm excited to play Halo 2.
Yeah. I'm excited to play through all of them.
I'm excited to have online multiplayer for good online multiplayer.
Well, it's going to be good online multiplayer, and it's going to be all of the most popular maps from 2 on.
It's all the maps, isn't it?
I don't know that it's all the maps, but it's all of the best ones, the most popular ones.
I also saw that both in campaign and in multiplayer, there'll be playlists that come from different games.
Yes.
So you do a playlist, and even the campaign playlist, where okay, well, it's this kind of playlist, this kind of gameplay or whatever. So, for instance, vehicles.
Uh-huh.
So you'll play the levels with vehicles from each game.
Right.
Yeah, and
which is
I think
really
that'll
cool.
be a lot of fun.
I mean, it's not a new Halo, but for people who like Halo, it's going to be really fun. It's going to
be the business.
Yeah.
For Jordan, it will be the temptation.
For Jordan, that's going to be the pushover.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that if he buys an Xbox One soon, it's going to be because of that.
Yeah.
It's going to be because he comes over here and sees you playing the Master Chief Collection and is like, oh no, I have to spend money.
I may buy it just so that he'll get an Xbox One.
Just to tempt him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy it. So, I mean, if he gets an Xbox One and he gets it, he'll have 2 people to play with already.
And check out Lou kind of hinting that he might want to get an Xbox One or PS4.
Yeah. Well, and see, he's I like how he tags all of us in there to get the Xbox One, and then I just come in and I'm like, well, you can get it on both. I don't care.
Right. Okay, I think that's about it for news. Ended up talking a lot about Halo, and we weren't even talking about Halo, so that's awesome.
Yep. Yup.
All right, well, let's get into the Weekly Whatchas. Brick, what you been listening to, sir?
Nothing really.
What?
Just some shuffle.
All right.
That's it.
I can respect that.
Yeah, so nothing much. How about you, though?
Well, I've been listening to mostly podcasts this week. Of course, I'm listening to Shuffle in the car and well, I think that's about the only, and maybe Shuffle at Work.
Okay.
Yeah. But my other podcasts I've been listening to lately are it's Stuff to Blow Your Mind. It's when the How Stuff Works podcast.
Okay.
How to Do Everything. This is an
There we
NPR podcast. Freakonomics. I think it's Chicago Public Radio. Remember When is Paris Lilly and Jay Van Buren. They're talking about movies for the most part. And Hardcore History and Common Sense, and those are both Dan Carlin shows.
Yes.
So the impressive thing about listening to an entire episode of Hardcore History, it was 4 hours long.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And it's a Blueprint for Armageddon Part 4, I think is what I listened to. So, but really good shows, one and all. The Stuff to Blow Your Mind is science and things. They were talking about plagues, insects and animals and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, and makes me kind of glad that I don't have to experience such things.
Yeah.
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 I don't like any kind of plagues,
Yeah.
biblical or otherwise.
No. Plagues are generally bad.
Yeah. The one on Christmas Island I thought was particularly interesting, where these little crabs, these red crabs, come out of the forest and go through everything on their way down to the ocean to lay their eggs and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And then the hatchlings swarm on the way back, going up to the forest and stuff. But it blankets the street, like you can not see anything but crab underneath your feet. So you're just crunching. And then there are mice plagues where same kind of situation.
Yeah.
You cannot step without squishing.
Isn't it? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of gross.
That's not right.
That is disgusting. So yeah, that's about it. I'm listening to just lots of podcasts this week, so it's good stuff. What you watching, Brick?
Lots of some stuff.
Some stuff. In search.
The West Wing.
Okay.
The Office.
Yes. Rewatches.
Those are some rewatches. There's another one on down the list. The Leftovers, which I think is over now, but I don't know.
I think they had a 2-hour episode finale here in the last couple of days.
Was it?
I thought so. It was one of the shows that I started watching and
I'll have to look it up.
Didn't continue with, and I just noticed yesterday, like, they had a finale because it was episode 09 and episode 10.
Okay, I didn't see 10. The last episode I saw was 9.
Okay.
So I missed one.
Okay.
So I'll have to see if I can find that on the HBO Goes. But it's good, man. I really like it.
Did it get much better?
It did. Like, especially with episode 9. I was such a fan of that episode.
Okay.
I really was.
Did so much happen in between episodes 3 and 9 that if I just watched 9, I would be lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because there is quite a bit of stuff that happens, and 9 is almost like a prequel episode, and usually that doesn't work.
Right.
But it works
this
time because it's necessary. You know, it explains some things that were otherwise not explained.
Well, maybe I should watch episode 9 and then continue watching the series from the beginning.
But it's really good. I very much enjoy it. Like, after episode 9, I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss this show now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's a good sign.
You know, because like usually every week I would see The Leftovers in my DVR list, and I'd be like, oh, I need to be in a really good mood when I start watching this, because if I'm not, I might kill myself at the end of it.
Right.
I mean, it is a super depressing show. I'm not gonna beat around that. It just is. Like every episode, it just you finish it and you're like, Jesus.
Cheese and rice.
I guess I'll like, live now.
Yikes.
But and then something that made me extremely happy is that True Blood is now over.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last episode was decent.
I was falling asleep during it. I watched it late last night, and this morning I got up and I was like, oh, you know what? I fell asleep during that. During several parts of it. I'll give it nah. Because I did wake up for the ending.
Okay.
And it irritated me.
Which ending?
All of them. The happy, fluffy ending after she killed Vampire Bill.
That should have just been it.
Spoiler alert. She kills Vampire Bill.
That should have just been it.
Yeah, but all of the
stuff
family things and...
Yeah,
did they show who she ended up marrying? I saw the shot at the table at the end. There was just some dark-haired guy with a mustache.
I don't think that was
goatee.
the point of it. I don't think it was like anyone that we were supposed to
Right,
know.
it's just some random
Yeah.
person. Okay. Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. It should have just been her steak and bill, and that's it.
Yeah, because the whole, like, spur of the moment wedding between Hoyt and Jessica, I thought that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, and it was like rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And Sookie being able to hear Bill's thoughts at the end.
Yeah.
That was almost as stupid as the explanation. Well, he said he felt most human in his life.
Yeah. No, it's not. The disease isn't going to turn him into a human before.
Right.
God.
Yeah. All those things. And the cheesy TV personas of Eric and
Pam. I liked that better than the family stuff.
Oh, yeah. It was better than the family stuff, but...
Because that was at least kind of chuckle-worthy.
Right.
But,
Anna Camp's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
So is Hoyt's ex, Jason's, the girl he marries at the end. Dang. Just saying.
But it's over. It's over now. I mean, and it's not to say that the whole show was bad, because we wouldn't have been watching it to this point if it was.
I don't know.
No, the first 3, maybe 4 seasons were good.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
It's been so long. I mean, and then the seasons after that have had their moments where there have been a few episodes here and there that have been really good, and then there have been other ones that have been really terrible, so it drags down the whole season.
So this was season 8, right?
7.
7?
Yeah.
There were 7?
Yeah. And it was really just like I felt like just the past 3 years that were not great.
Yeah, it's one of those things though, Brick. You have to look back and think about how old you were when you saw your first episode of True Blood.
It wasn't that much. I wasn't that much younger because I got into it 3 seasons in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't watch it when it first started, though?
No.
Okay.
As I thought it was.
See, I definitely did.
When I heard about it, because I didn't really even see anything about it, I just heard about it, and I was like, ugh, another vampire stupid thing.
Yeah.
And so, but then, I started hearing that it was, super violent and really, awesome, and it was so not like a Twilight vampire thing. So I was like, I'll give it a chance. So I went and bought the first season, and I loved it. And so I kept watching it. And then we got to this point.
Right. Another thing that I thought was it was just a minor moment in the show that I thought was really bad in the last episode is whenever Sookie rescinds Bill's invitation to her house.
Yeah.
And he just takes his time leaving, kind of saunters.
Whereas, every other time that has happened, it has, sucked the vampire out of the house.
Yeah. The door flies open, and
the vampire gets sucked out of the house like there's a vacuum outside.
Right.
and then
Which
the door
doesn't make
slams
sense.
behind him.
Because it's like rescinding a vampire's invitation to your house causes some kind of magic to happen to fling open the door, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that
But at least be consistent with it, you know. I mean, because she rescinded Eric's invitation, and it did that to him.
Yeah, he's a lot more powerful than.
Then he's a lot older and a lot more powerful than Bill.
Oh.
And don't try to give me some bullshit about how their eternal love gave him the ability to take a light stroll out of the house. I mean, come on.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So stupid. But overall, because granted, there are not a lot of. I mean, I think we got a little spoiled with Breaking Bad because that was a show that was great from beginning to end. There are not a lot of shows like that.
Almost every episode.
Almost every episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of shows like that. In fact, there are no shows like that.
Yeah.
You know, every show has a bad season or a few bad episodes at least. There are no shows that are as pristine as Breaking Bad was. And I don't even think that when Vince Gilligan comes back and does another show, he'll be able to do that again. If he does, more power to him. But that is something that's so difficult to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
be a success that's hard to duplicate.
Sure. And so, you know, give True Blood credit where credit is due. It was decent early on, and it kind of fell off later, which a lot of shows do. So
it became less fun.
Yeah, and that's what was the best part about it, is that it was a fun, super violent, filled with sex vampire show that everybody wanted, because there was Twilight and then there was the exact opposite of it, which was True Blood.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah. So True Blood's over, and then I've been watching The Strain, and The Strain is quite good. Another vampire show, but very different.
Yeah,
very different.
Yeah, it's almost. I mean,
it's almost not a vampire show.
Right.
Yeah. You know? But I very much enjoy it. I like it. It's one of the good ones going forward.
Okay.
But then I watched The Simpsons. I've been watching the Every Simpsons Ever marathon.
Yeah.
Which has just been, I mean, my TV's been on FXX for most of the past week, because it's just every episode, you know. And now we're getting into some of the newer ones, and so I'm kind of less frequent with it. But early on, it was really hard for me to turn away from it, because it was all of those really, really great episodes.
Now, did they start off the marathon with the Tracy Ullman segments?
I don't know, because I wasn't there at the beginning. I think it was the first episode was the Christmas episode, like that very first Christmas episode, where they get the dog. What's the dog's name? God, I can't remember.
Santa's Little Helper.
Santa's Little Helper. Yeah.
That was the first episode?
That was the first episode.
Wow.
When they get Santa's Little Helper.
How about that?
So, and then I bought the Oceans trilogy on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
From Amazon, which is really cool because it comes with a little Oceans deck of cards and Paradise.
Right.
And so I watched Oceans 11.
Yes.
And I'm gonna continue watching the others. And then last night I saw As Above, So Below in theaters.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which was decent.
Yeah.
It was a decent horror movie.
Sure.
I mean, it wasn't perfect. But it was pretty fun to watch. It was pretty fun to watch. You know, for those horror movies that are like the found footage ones.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing a lot of those lately.
Yeah.
I remember there was one that was called like The Devil Inside or something like that, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
It was so bad. But this one was actually pretty good. It was pretty decently scary. Decent story, you know.
The Devil Inside, that was the one where they thought it was super clever to have like a tattoo of an upside down cross on the inside of her lip or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
Yeah. Because guess what? When the lip's not pulled down, cross is right side up.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's good with Jesus as long as she's
Got her mouth shut.
got her mouth shut and
So
is
many
not
jokes.
folding her lip down.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's it. Just those.
Okay.
Just those.
All right. Well, continuing to watch Franklin Bash. It was kind of fun. You know, it's all right. It's all good.
It's a throwaway show.
Yeah, yeah. Black Jesus is kind of like a Friday series.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I saw some ads for it. It looked pretty
Yeah.
decently funny.
It's okay. I still can't figure out what it is that they're doing with it, but
They'll figure it out.
they'll figure it out. Hell on Wheels. It's a good season so far.
Oh,
Digging
yeah?
it. Yeah. I watched some Archer. Watched the first episode of this new series from Morgan Spurlock,
Yeah.
the guy from Super Size Me.
Yeah.
Called Seven Deadly Sins, and each episode focuses on one of the deadly sins. And the first one was gluttony, and it's talking about the Heart Attack Grill. I think that's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And people who make large coffins, and people who eat a lot for the sake of eating a lot.
Right.
I don't know. It's the presentation's kind of
Wonky.
yeah. It's very Ripley's Believe It or Not, and I don't really like it. So I probably won't keep watching that. But like given his background with those kind of things, I thought I'd give it a shot.
Right.
It's not for me really. It's very sensational, and I don't really like that.
Yeah.
So, also watched a new show called Intruders, which could turn into something good. It's from one of the writers and executive producers from The X-Files.
Okay.
And it's another one, kind of like The Leftovers, where this one's more conspiracy based, though. And I haven't figured out because they haven't given you enough information to figure out what it's about yet.
Yeah.
But it's a little darker. So
Darker than The Leftovers?
from what I've seen, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What channel is this on?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Okay.
Anyway, worth checking out though. I tried to watch an episode of BoJack Manhorse or Horseman or whatever. It's terrible.
I've heard very like that. I've heard now that it's terrible from you, but from other people who've watched it, I've just heard like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Oh, it's so funny. Like nothing really fantastic about it.
Which is a shame because it has a lot of good voice actors on there.
Yeah.
Good actors who are doing voices, I guess.
Yeah.
Watched an episode of Skin Wars. My buddy Mythica was competing on that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd go back and watch it. I think she made it through episode 4 before getting eliminated. But it's a body painting competition.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's
cool.
It's not a great show, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Watched another episode of The Nick. Really enjoying that.
Okay.
It's Clive Owen and Andre. I forget what his actual last name is. It's Andre 3000 from from Outcast.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but he's great in it. He may actually be better than Clive Owen in it.
Clive Warren.
Yeah. Yeah. But this most recent episode, it was really interesting because they had this last bit. It's the last scene in the movie where Andre 3000's character, he's a black surgeon in the early 1900s, so he's not really that popular at U.S. hospitals.
Sure. Yeah.
He's drunk and he gets into a fight, and the view is from like the camera's like about a foot from behind his head.
Okay.
But it has kind of the sway and swerve of like what your vision would be like.
Oh.
And it's such a really, really cool scene.
That is pretty cool.
But it's a good show. And it's interesting to look at what they considered cutting edge surgery and science back then.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, I watched True Blood.
Sure.
And this movie, I watched Man of Tai Chi, but I think I didn't mention it last week, but I actually watched it last week.
Okay.
And that's one with Keanu Reeves,
Okay.
where he's like this head of an evil syndicate that does it's like fights to the death,
Okay.
stuff like that. He's in charge of it, and yeah, it's a karate movie,
Okay.
but it's fun,
All right.
and the choreography is awesome.
All
So
right.
it's just one of those.
It's just one of those.
They could be named anything, and that's it. Except Keanu Reeves is in it,
Yeah.
and he does not say "whoa."
Whoa.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. And then I also went and saw Sin City: A Dame to Kill for
Like it?
a second time. Second time I saw it in 3D,
I saw it the first time in 3D.
and I think it's better in 3D.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw it the first time in 3D, and the filter was not on the 3D camera, so for the first 10 minutes of the movie, it looked terrible.
Oh.
So I had to go and talk to the guy.
You got to be the guy that talks to the guy?
I got to be the guy that talks to the guy. I got to be one of the guys that talks to the guy because
right.
it was me, the person I was with, and then another guy in the theater, and me and the other guy in the theater went out and talked to the guy.
Okay.
So we were the guys that talked to the guy.
I like it. I think that's it. Yep. It's about all she wrote today.
Yerp.
All right. Let's move on to the what you playing, Brick. What you playing?
Little Diablo. And
you're playing the remaster on the PS4, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Loving that as per protocol.
Yeah.
And Madden 15.
And how is it?
It's good. It's
Yeah?
really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very impressed with it so far.
So are you going to be one of the people that jumps onto
Yes.
the EA thing on Xbox One? The $5 a month or $30 a year thing?
Oh, no. I thought you were going to ask about the Madden thing for PGL.
Oh, the Madden League?
Mhm.
You guys are organizing one?
Yep.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So that's fun.
That's so much fun. Okay. And I played some Battlefield with PGL guys the other night.
Very cool.
It was great. And I did much better than I normally do. I had a lot of games that I was positive KD, which is unusual for me because I shoot people in the junk and it doesn't normally kill them. But some of these really interesting. I'd read this article online talking about how to improve your game on Xbox One and PS4, and it was all about going through and changing your settings on your television.
Really?
Yeah. So because I didn't realize this, but you need to switch your TV into game mode because it actually it increases the response time, but you need to go in and turn off all of the processing things like the DNR, the digital noise reduction thing, all the video processing that you can turn off.
Turn it off,
and it reduces the lag on between your system and the television.
Interesting.
And it's a matter of milliseconds, but I will tell you, it makes a difference.
Sure.
And it was a noticeable difference because the first night I play after making those changes to my video settings on my TV, I did much better.
Okay.
I think I was positive KD all but one game.
Wow. Okay.
And I think I'm up to 19.7% accuracy now. So.
Wow.
Yeah. But do that.
Sense. Okay.
Do that.
All right.
It'll be worth your time. I mean, even if it's just a minor thing, it makes a difference.
Okay.
Like I said, it was noticeable.
All right.
That's about it for me. You got anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
Narp.
Nerp? All right. Well, once again, thank you everybody for watching and listening and liking and sharing in all of our different venues. Of course, you can catch us at our website, pregamelobby.com, PGL Lobbycast on Facebook, Lobbycast on Twitter, and on Spreaker, and what else? I don't know. SoundCloud. I think we're on SoundCloud and Google Plus, and we're and iTunes and Zune, obviously.
Xbox Music now.
Xbox Music, sure.
'Cause it's not a Zune marketplace. I think they got rid of that name.
I still got mine through Zune, through the Zune software. Zune software still exists.
Does it?
It does, and that's what syncs to my Zune.
Fantastic.
Xbox Music would not sync to my Zune.
Fantastic.
Fan-freaking-tastic. All right. Okay, love you, bye.
Bye.